Hey, Don here. Okay, back with another live stream, and I am going to. Well, I'm going to start out. I'm going to uninstall some apps from my phones because they're filling the phones up, and Chrome is just taking up a gig of space, and I only have what do they have, 2 or 4 gig onboard memory. Anyway, and then I have SD cards in them, but it's taking, even though you move the apps to the SD card, it's still taking up a gig of space on my ROM, the onboard flash memory on the phones. And so then they fill up, they can't update, and they even got to, one of them kept getting to the point where it would just lock up, the phone too. I don't know why it does worse than the others. Anyway, I went around and around with it, and of course I wanted to keep Chrome because I didn't really care for the onboard web browser. The onboard, the stock web browser that came with the Alcatel A845L phones is what I've got 3 of them. That's what I do all my video with and everything. And my sound, my Wi-Fi mic is phone 3, Cam 1, Cam 2. They're all the same model of phone that I got 3 years ago now for $15 each at Wally World. And I don't have phone. I don't even have phone service. Period. I don't use mobile phones really because I don't get out much. I'm stuck here on the computers all the time. Well, I mean, it's because of my health, but but I have been feeling better lately, so I'm doing everything that all the stuff that I can. The carburetor's still off my Blazer, and it's sitting in the garage and waiting for me to put it back on, but it's too hot to do anything like that now. I did go outside 2 mornings this week working on these computers, and one day I stayed. I didn't realize that I didn't check the temperature, and I knew I was really beginning to wilt, and it was 105 when I came in outside. Of course, it was hopefully cooler than that in the garage. But I'll tell you what, when in the afternoon, like in the evening, you go out there in that garage after you've shut the doors, even with the fan going, and it feels like you're in a furnace. That thing is not insulated or anything, so it gets hot. But anyway. So first thing I'm going to do, then I'll go back to work on the IBM. Let's go to the desktop. Oh, let me check my sound on my stream right quick. And first thing, well, that's loud. Oh, I can turn it down. That's right. There's buttons on the front of that. I've known that. I don't know how many times I used to be in the habit of using. There's physical buttons on the front of this Dell 6000 laptop. I can turn the volume up, turn it down, mute it, and then there's also pause and play and fast forward buttons for the media, for the CD-ROM. I think that's all that controls the CD-ROM. I don't think they would work on like VLC or whatever. But anyway, well, I'm not sure because I never use it for stuff like that. But because it's old and not very powerful. But anyway, let's see. Get on the desktop. I've got my Google Play opened up here. And the funny thing, I was going to put the phones, I don't know, my brain goes in circles. I was thinking, well, I could, at first I've been working on them I worked on them for an hour or more before I started the video. And well, I worked on the phones, trying to make them better, get rid of stuff. And then I ate lunch and all that. But anyway, just as I was eating lunch, I thought, well, why don't I do a video of this? I haven't done hardly any videos about the phones in a long time, and I'd like to do that sometime. Well, anything that might be half interesting, I like to make a video of it, So the phones are nowadays, it's still kind of new to me because I never had one until I got these phones. A smartphone, as they say, a little computer that fits in your pocket is what they are. But these are quad cores with a gig of RAM, and I think the main reason they were, well, of course, if they had 2 gig of RAMs, they would have been at that time, they'd have been really hot dog phones, if they had more space, like at least really anything. I figured this out. The reason, the main complaint I saw about them, and that's why I went ahead and bought them, is just not enough space. And I thought, well, I don't have to put a lot of apps on there. Of course, no, I would. Of course, I do have to because that's the way I am. But I thought, well, I can control that. And I can get SD cards, and of course I'd never had Android phone, any kind of smartphone before, so I've read about Android, kept up with the comings and goings and ins and outs and things for years, but I just never had one. and they're too expensive for me to go buy one, especially since I didn't need one for a phone. But I wanted, I didn't have any kind of a camera worth anything. That's one reason why for years I didn't make any videos. I didn't have a camera to do it with, and I've always liked making videos since I was a kid, teenager. My grandmother made movies with her Brownie 8mm movie camera, and she documented all of our lives, And when I was 17, she gave it to me, and I used it for years until my kids got up to about 10 and 12, and then you couldn't really get the film anymore, and they were silent, too. Didn't have sound. So I've always liked doing it, making videos and taking pictures. And so anyway, these phones are mostly just a tool, for me to make the videos with, but for me. But anyway, $15, three cameras, $15 each. They're not the best, highest quality cameras in the world, but they're better and higher quality video than anything I ever had before, So, so anyway, I figured out, I kept getting notices on that phone too, that, it was, well, it would stop. It wouldn't let you use it. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, got all sidetracked. I guess I'm in more circles than I thought I was. I was thinking I would show the phones on the video, but now that I spent, well, it's not super bad, but I've got phone 3 in my little bag with the Wi-Fi mic, all hooked up and ready to go. I've got 2 set up and pointed at the monitor, and I've got 1 pointed at me, which you saw that. Now, if I take it down, and I was thinking, well, I can put it under the endoscope and you can see what I'm doing, and I can do it on the video, on the phone, I've tried using this one right here, TeamViewer, Quick Support add-on. That's what. There's just 2 apps you have to have. This one and Quick Support, where the other one is. But once you install, well, in my Phone Explorer, I tried out before that, but it would only work for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it just wouldn't work anymore. I think it's really the Wi-Fi chips are just not, and the whole electronics for the Wi-Fi is not hefty enough on these phones. I guess that's another drawback. But well, I mean, they're fine I stream with them. And but of course, when I go out in the garage, it doesn't work well or anything. I have to be close to my router. But I can stream at 720p, but not 1080p. But anyway, that used to work fairly well. You could go 20, 30 minutes before it starts slowing down, but now it doesn't work good anymore. And it could be, why would it get worse? Well, there's only one reason I know of, and that's because the oversaturation of radio signals in everywhere, you went from seeing one, and since I've had a Wi-Fi router when did I get my first one? ZoneNet was the first one I got. I don't know. Let's just say around 10 years. Since I've had one, you went from seeing 1 or 2 neighbors' signals to being covered up with signals, and everything's fighting for the same, especially when they're on the same channels. They're all fighting for the same airspace, same bandwidth. So I bet you that's one of the biggest problems with all that. So I ended up not too long ago buying that D-Link router that's much more, it's faster and cuts through, supposed to cut through. It does cut through better. Because my TP-Link was probably about 3 years old now, and it just couldn't, just from my room here to the living room, that's one room between my room, another bedroom, and then the living room, in about a 1,200 square foot house. And the TP-Link kept dropping the signal, to the Wi-Fi, to the smart DVD player. I hate when they call machines things like smart, or call servers the cloud. There's nothing to do with the clouds, nothing to do with the sky. It's servers in a data center, or a server farm. I always thought that was kind of funny, but server farm. But I mean, that's okay. At least they're in rows, kind of like a farm, But anyway, people latch on to advertising speak and don't ever know what things really are. That's what's weird about it. And something to make it just sound neat or fun, interesting or whatever. when it's actually much more interesting if you actually know how it works. So, to me, anyway. So, I don't know why I'm going in circles. So much. But so, yeah, that's still on there. And when I've noticed, and I don't do it. I mean, I got them set up. It took me, I spent a couple of months getting to know it all and getting them set up, and I've left them pretty much like they are. Once in a while, I'll add or take away something. I usually have to take away something to add something. But it shows, like, what is that? Android Accessibility Suite. That's not on my phones. And it shows anything you've ever installed, for one thing. And then in your My Apps list, and it took me a while to realize, since I have 3 of them, you can do the drop-down list and you can pick which phone. And so that changes things a lot. This is all apps that's on any phone. And used to I had all phones had all the same apps, and there's more than one page of it. But I'm not going to go off and show all my. I've done that before a long time ago. Once I got them all set up, I showed all my apps and some of my older videos. But it's all this stuff, and it's kind of useful because you can see the things you've tried out before, or if you want them again, you can get them again. Yeah, there's TeamViewer. I think I installed one and it turned out to be the wrong one, and then so that gets confusing. Yeah, add on to other TeamViewer apps. That's that one there, yeah. But it doesn't say quick support, and that's what it's called. That's what you see when you're on the TeamViewer host. Oh, okay. TeamViewer quick support. There it is. TeamViewer quick support. TeamViewer host, that's going to run all the time, so I wouldn't put that on my phone. It'll be serving up a remote phone top all the time, anytime the phone's running. So, but I think I might have put it on there and then took it back off. But recently I've got to where I don't really want to use TeamViewer, so I probably ought to take those off. But they're not real big, and it's the only thing I've got that really works, so I don't know. It's got, there's 4-inch screens. That's the other thing that's a drawback to them. I have to get a magnifying glass to read most of what's on there. And my phone Explorer, you have to have a Windows machine. It won't run on Linux, and I only use Linux really. I don't even have a Windows machine that'll work right now. So I couldn't even use my phone Explorer, so I saw it on one of my phones and took it off. It's a good app, really good. But like I said, it couldn't. You can do a lot more than just remote control, remote desktop, remote. I like to call it phone top because it fits what you're doing. And I don't know why I keep flipping those up and down. And then when I accidentally let go of it somewhere else where I didn't mean to. So anyway, I was going to show, but I can't. I realize now every one of these phones are I don't want to move them and grab them, and mess up my video setup. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It just didn't go through my head. I mean, I kept thinking, well, I can't really do that, and then I thought, yes, I can. I'll do that. So anyway, I didn't think it through, and but I was. I know I uninstalled Google Chrome on one of them the other day. Well, I went around and around and around through the the standard add remove apps, and then there's all-in-one toolbox. Where's that? I saw it a second ago. That's one of my favorite apps to. Well, they call it Cleaner Booster App Manager. Okay, well that's good. Quick description. It's really good, and I use it to. Well, try to always use it to uninstall apps because then it cleans up behind it. Gets all the crap out of there, and left behind files and everything. But I don't care where I looked, I could not find a place to uninstall Google Chrome, and it didn't come with the phones. It came with one that's just simply called Web Browser, and I didn't use it much. I figured the only real reason I didn't want to use it, well, I kind of didn't like it. It was real basic. I don't know. It had there might have been something I didn't like about the functionality of it, but the main thing is I just thought, well, the vendor, is probably tracking everywhere you go using that browser. Of course, they may be anyway, but I just didn't like using it. But I didn't uninstall it because I always like to have 2 browsers. If one fouls up or crashes, then you can go to the other one. And I was trying to see. It doesn't show up in here. Yeah, the only things that show up in the Chrome store, whatever they call it, I mean the Google App Store, is stuff you've installed from there. Yeah. Okay. So so that onboard browser and all that stuff. But well, now not everything, because see this Google Play Books, Google Play Services. Now that you need so you can get to Google. But like the Google Play Books, that all-in-one toolbox will let me install these factory apps. And Hangouts I like. You can make phone calls with that without any phone service. If you have a Google phone number. And Play Music, I never use those 4 things. And I've gone around and around about uninstalling those. They're not very big, but they keep, you can't stop. They just keep starting up all the time when you don't want them to. Even using all-in-one toolbox, they'll still fight to stay running. And they're using up useless resources and bandwidth, you know, even on your Wi-Fi. I'm only using Wi-Fi, but still. So anyway, today, I know on one of the phones I ended up uninstalling all 4 of those with all-in-one toolbox. I'd uninstalled some other. One time I went through one of the phones and uninstalled everything that I didn't think I wanted on there, but tried to be careful not to uninstall anything that I thought would break the system, but it did jack it up and it didn't work right. And I had to put some of them back, and I don't remember what they were now, but and I wanted to put Linux on there and try that out on there, but I didn't have enough space. It filled up the ROM. I tried this one here, GNU root. I tried all 3 of those. I had to take them back off. And so anyway, let's go to Google Chrome. That's what I'm here for. But okay, now it just says installed. But of course, I guess everybody knows what Chrome's like on a computer or on a phone. Pretty much, if you're watching a video, you probably know about that. It seems like more people use phones and tablets now than, you know, desktops and laptops. But what I've discovered by just, I don't know, experimenting, not sometimes just forgetting, and like, well, of course, and always pay attention to that. Don't try to install something that's not compatible with your devices. But okay, now what I need to do, okay, I'm on all, right? Okay, and I went straight to Chrome without paying attention. Okay, so first you want to select the phone you want to do it. Now, I've already done 2, so let's go to it. Now I'm going to click on, is it out of the list now? Ah, okay. Yeah, now here's the list. Okay, there's the list of what's on phone 2 that I got from the Google store. What is that? Google Play Services, right. Okay, so yeah, this is how much I've cleaned up phone 2. So I guess I'll kind of show that. And I've got Avast and Malwarebytes, wherever it is on there. I like that. It says Hacker's Keyboard. I don't know why they call it Hacker's Keyboard. It's just a keyboard with all the real keys. You can actually use the thing. Because that's one thing I can't type good on a phone at all. But yeah, Google Hangouts Dialer. That's what you want to make actual phone calls to real phones by using. If you got Wi-Fi connection, and you know if you have a Google Voice number, then you can call anywhere in the U.S. and Canada, I think. Malwarebytes. Open Camera is my favorite camera app. SSH Stored is great because then you can FTP into your phone to add, you know, like if you want to back. Well, notice there's one problem I've been having. I could do like 3.5 gigabyte files, but it would take a long time. But now it keeps breaking when you try to transfer them, and I don't know why that's happening. But if they're small, then you don't have to pull your SD card. You can, if they're under 3 gigabytes, then you pretty well be fine to. If your biggest file is under 3 gigabytes, however many files you have, you should do. And with my phones, I don't know. I can't say for anyone else. With my phones, I can transfer them over the network, you know, with SFTP, and not have to take my card out and put it, you know, open up the phone, take the card out, and put it in the adapter and plug it into the computer. It's not that hard, but I just don't like doing it. But it is a heck of a lot faster to take your SD card out, put it in a USB adapter, or if you have like I don't have any SD slots on my desktops. I do on a couple of laptops, but my desktop's where my backup drive's plugged in. So I have a USB adapter for SD cards, and I'll pop it in there, and then put it in the desktop, and then it copies. Your videos. I'll end up with they're all like 500 to 3.5 gigabytes. 500 megabytes to 3.5 gigabytes. Well, I mean some of them will be smaller. And I told Commander I put that on there. That was the only twin panel file manager I found. Well, of course, that was the first twin panel file manager I ever tried and learned about back in Windows 3.1, and I still use it on Windows. So I bought that one. So I liked it so much. And anyway, that's what I've got on that phone. And see, so I took out Chrome, and now it still has the standard web browser that came with it. It's just called Browser. It's probably based on Chrome. And I didn't want to do that. I kept not wanting to do that. I had noticed that. Well, I didn't remember seeing that Chrome was taking up a gig of space, but when I saw that on that phone too, I was like, I gave them the names, of course. I was like, hold on. So now there's two. Most of the time, I don't think about, going to the certain phones first. Most of the time, it starts in all, and I leave it there. Now this one, number one, doesn't have as much. It's not cleaned up. I wonder if those are still on there. Let me look at. You know what? I haven't taken those out yet. See, they're not in phone 2. It's been cleaned up more. So which one did I clean up? Maybe it was this one. Actually, this one here that says Thetas, we had bought from my mom, and then she decided it was too hard for her to use, and she didn't want it. So I didn't even realize that was on there. Looks like I've taken it off of the other one, but it could be useful. Oh, I might have taken it out because, you know what, it may not be so useful, because that's probably the thing that you accidentally touch the wrong thing, and then your screen gets zoomed in, super zoom, and then you can't, I never can remember how to get out of there. I don't care what I do. I end up having to, sometimes you can just shut down the phone and reboot it, and it'll be fine. Sometimes you have to take the battery out to get out of that darn thing. So that's probably why it's not on one of them, at least. But I just don't. I don't really like messing with the Android. I don't like the operating system. I don't like the ecosystem. All the shareware and ads and crap. And there's so little. And since I can't get the remote desktop to work very well, I used to do that a lot. And then I could work on them for a couple of hours without my eyes falling out of my head. But since that's not working good anymore, then I have to actually work on the phone, and that's hard for me. So, yeah, you don't really, well, Google Drive's good for a phone. On the desktop, it's not a lot of use. Like news, I don't want that. Playbooks, all that junk. I guess I could uninstall it from here. I've been using All-in-One Toolbox to uninstall it, but if I can do it from here, that's easier. Okay. So that's Thetas. Okay. So it's still got that. It's still got. But I uninstalled, let's see, movie. Oh, it still shows even though it's not installed in here, I guess. Well, it didn't in the other phone. See, this is confusing. It really is confusing, because what I'm fixing to show is, well, I think I'm fixing to show, no, let's just go to, well, I just went to 2. Okay, that must have been the one I just got through doing all that to. I do have accessibility on there, okay. But I don't have any of that books and movies or any of that junk that's absolutely useless for me on phone 2. It's cleaned up. I did that using, well, I think it's actually a combination of using, because you have to go into the section of All-in-One Toolbox that says uninstall system installed apps or whatever. And then it tells you when you try to do it, it says, oh, you may mess up your system if you do that. Well, those, I don't think have hurt anything. I hope anyway. I did it, and now I'm making a video, and if it makes things jack up, then it'll be messing up my video. But, well, I'm not using the Wi-Fi, just the cameras right now. But okay, so, yeah, I might try installing those from there. See, number 1, let's see what's on it. I used to, like I said, they used to be able the same, so it's kind of got me, yeah, all that I don't want. So maybe once I get them uninstalled, these will come out. Okay, I guess what gets me thrown in circles is half the time I forget that all apps it's showing every phone all together in one page, you know. So so let's go to Google Chrome and I'll show you, because this is kind of how I end up doing it all the time anyway. And so this is not exactly a trick. I guess it's a trick. It's sort of a workaround, but now that I realize, see, it doesn't show you. Once you get off that page, you don't know which phone you're in anymore. So that's why I'm always now I always forget this, but now I'm saying, okay, this is why I go around in circles with this Google Play Store, because with the 3 phones on the same account, Mom's used to be on her own account, but I took it off and put it on mine when she decided she couldn't use it and said, well, do you want it? And I said, well, yeah, I'll use it for a camera, you know. Okay, so so it shows like it's installed, right? It says installed Chrome, and I'm taking it out because it takes up a gig of space on my phones now. It didn't used to take up that much space, but it just keeps growing. I guess it's keeping, I don't know what it's keeping in there, but it's growing. And it's on my ROM. I can't get it off my ROM. I can't get it onto the SD card. If I could get all the files it has going only on the SD, even though I've got it moved to the SD card. I have Chrome and all the apps that I only leave 1 or 2 apps on my ROM. Everything is moved to the SD card. And that's the kind of thing I was thinking I would show here. Then I want to, until I realized I, you know, don't want to. Well, actually, the one that I'm not talking on it. I'm using my mic. I could use it, but let's just do this part right here. Okay. Click on it anyway, even though it says installed. Didn't think I'd be going in circles so much. Okay, well, I guess I'll sit on there long enough. Or maybe they do that every time. I don't know. You got to log in. I think maybe they do with this Play Store. Okay, so that's showing phone 2. And it says, this is, okay, install. Now, I just got through uninstalling it, so I don't want to do that. All right. Now, I was thinking I was going to have, do it again. Okay, there you are. There's a drop-down list right there. Oh, it's not going to let you change. Okay, so you can't do it from there. So I did it, I uninstalled it, and everything was fine in that area. Now, somewhere you can change the different phones. There you can see your phones and stuff. Keep me updated with offers. I wish to receive email notifications when developers reply to my reviews. Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm just using my back button on my mouse. Oh, no, I'm not. So I'm going to have to go back to, as soon as it gets loaded. Okay, cancel. Go back to my apps. Go back to, okay, my apps. Okay, now I want to go to, let's say, phone 1. Okay, now I want to click on Chrome. It says installed. Yeah. And what I was getting at is I thought I was going to be able to uninstall, but you're not. So I must have been missing something, because I uninstalled it, no problems, the other day off of phone. Oh, that's phone 2. How did I get on phone 2 again? That says phone 1. Okay, it's only going, I'm on phone 1. If I go to Chrome, it says installed, and if I click on it anyway, now sometimes it'll say installed when it's not, like after you've uninstalled it. Well, in this case, see, it said installed, but it's actually installed on other phones, not this one. So, well, maybe you're getting the idea of how confusing it is. It's got me turned in circles. I thought I was fixing to show you something. All I'm doing is going in circles. So I don't want to install it. I want to uninstall it, is the whole thing. And, okay, so I'm not getting to where I can do it from here. I was thinking, okay, maybe that's how. The reason I got on the Google Play Store is I was thinking, okay, man, that must be how I uninstall it, simply because it was easier, you know, to do from here and see it and read it, you know. Okay, now, oh, that's all apps again. Let's try, yeah, all apps, no, my apps, yeah. It doesn't want to stay in the section you're in, okay. All apps, oh, right. All apps, family library subscriptions. Okay, now let's go back to 1 again. Chrome. It says it's installed, which it is. I thought there used to be an uninstall button right beside the install button. I wonder if they've changed something with that. Let's see. I can't find the word uninstall on that page. Okay. Go back. Let's see. Well, let's just go to the TeamViewer add-on. What's the other thing I was? Oh, I don't want these Google Books and all that. Let's see if they would let me. Nope, there's no uninstall button there either. Okay. What about, now that's one that came with the phone, but what about one that didn't come with the phone? There's no uninstall button there either. Used to do that all the time. Remove. Okay, now something's changed. It's not just me. It's this system here. It's changed. Yeah, there's not any like 3 dots where you can, you know, drop them down and say uninstall. And if you go to a different phone, there's still no difference here. You have to go to the app. I think they have actually taken away the ability to uninstall from within the Play Store website, which stinks. Go back to Chrome again and see if I'm missing something. This is supposed to be a very short sidetrack from my okay, my apps, Android apps. Okay. Oh, I don't need this going. I kept thinking, am I overwhelming my machine, you know? Yeah, I think I'll close the browser now. I was thinking, well, I might leave it open while I'm. What I think I'll do is actually taking. Yeah, I can take this phone 3. I'm gonna close this. Take my phone 3 out of the bag and put it up here on my desk or my keyboard tray. I'll get my endoscope mic and I can, you know, do a close-up here. I think it'd be better. It'd be in some ways better if I did it with. I forgot how I did it before. Found a way to get just enough space. Oh, that must have been it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll do 1 and endoscope for now, and then if I decide I need to change it. Oh, it's looking off of the bench. Well, that's all right. Move that. Let's see. Let's turn it more. Depends on how you have the legs as to what you can do. Cable. Okay, so let's just do it like that for now. I've got this thing in the bag around my waist. Let's see. Oh, I think I can take it out of the bag without moving the bag. Yeah, where it's at, I think I can. It's kind of hard to, but and I won't even actually have to turn off the IP webcam app that I'm using. Now, I don't know how upside down or what way that's going to be until I get. There we go. It won't be the best. Oddly enough, it looks right side up. That is actually just dumb luck, it is right set up. Okay, I mean, if it's a little, what's that? Reflection or something? Yeah. Well, when I get it woke up, it should be all right. Let's wake it up. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a little blurry. If I really try to make it where you can read something, then I'll. Oh. Yeah, let's don't. Of course, you'd have to come and get my phone to. No, I was showing you my unlock code. It's not exactly a real good thing, is it? Okay, so, well, that's so far away. This is not the best camera for doing this with doing this after all. Now, see, that's still not quite close enough. That's where it needs to be for you to really read it. Okay, so let's keep moving it until it gets to where it can be read, and then I can. If I move the there, if I move the won't go any closer to the thing than that. Oh, let's see, but oh yeah, there. And I see. Okay, we'll try that. I'm actually going to have to use this preview to do it. What did I do? I messed it up. There we go. Yeah, it's not square to anything, so to get it square on the screen is really a challenge. Okay, so I'm going to go to all-in-one toolbox. Never tried this before with this. Okay, so this is the little app, all-in-one toolbox, and it's full of ads, I'll tell you that. But it is a good app. Okay, so it says, yeah, I can't read none of those letters down there without my magnifying glass, so usually I just kind of squint at it and guess. So right now, RAM, yeah, it's got a gig of RAM, 749 free right now. And the ROM is 77% free because I did a little cleaning up. And no, it's using 77%, I'm sorry. And but I did some cleaning up already today. And then the SD card is using 2%, nothing there. No problem there. And then these cleaning things, I have to do something different. I can't move the phone around enough to. There we go. So the clean and the boost and the manage thing. The boost will automatically, shut down apps. Clean will clean up the cache, and that's pretty cool. But up here at the top, you got those little text. It's hard to remember what's where. You got that little briefcase-looking thing, and then the 3 dots. The briefcase will take me to. I wouldn't use that battery saver. It'll close if you're going to be making videos or using a Wi-Fi mic like I'm doing, with IP webcam, it'll close apps like that on you when you don't want it closed. Photo comparison, system info, easy swap, theme. What else have we got? Keep running into the. Okay, that's. Yeah, App Manager. I think those are stuff that may not be installed that they're trying to get you to install if you click on them. But App Manager is there. Duplicate photos, File Manager, Advanced Clean. That's all there. System app uninstall. There we go. Well, let's go in there first. And I wish I could get just a little higher and see more of the screen. Still be able to read it. Just get up as high as we can. Okay, now that's too high. There, that's not so bad, is it? At least we can see a little more of the screen. But I keep running into the. Oh, well, this is in my. See, I've got this long adapter for my mic to plug in. And so I put it in this. This is my holder, phone holder for my VR thing. So, oops, what does it say? take it out of there. I think that's why it's in there, to protect from breaking anything or from what is it saying? Confirmation. Are you sure to disable the app? Tips disabled. Okay, whatever it is, no. I don't want to disable anything. Oh, it was one of these apps. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is system apps, right? I'm going to have to unplug my mic, so I may as well, let me get out of this. Wow. Okay, when you want to get out of all this all-in-one toolbox, it always brings you to an ad, and you have to, if you want to actually close it, you got to hit exit, but you'll hit that. It'll still usually open up something in the default web browser, some ad. It's really gotten really aggravating lately. But I'm not using the, to make sure my sound's all good, I don't need to be using the wireless mic. I'm using my SM58, so I don't have to use the wireless mic right now. And let's go back to the home. One of them, oh, this is number 3. When you go back to home, it won't go back to home. It goes to this page. And there's IP webcam right there. I don't know, I'll fix it 100 times and it just does that anyway. Now, if you want to just do that, there you go. There's my home. And I have it up there where I'm used. That's what I'm used to. I lay them out all out the same. But it won't go there. But anyway, it's already running and serving up my, what it was. Okay, it got knocked out. So it wasn't even serving up my audio anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, there it is. I don't know why it did that then. But see, now it's serving, that mic shows that it's serving up audio only. So I'm just going to go back till I get out of it. And then now I can go to all-in-one toolbox. I'll hit the little hit. Of course, most people know how to navigate the phone, but it's not there anymore. We'll go back. Okay. Now this time it went back to the home like it should. I hit the home button and it went back home. It does that crazy stuff. Okay, so that one there. Go to the next page, and then this right there, on my phone, of course. Okay, now I'll get back in there and start again. So, yeah, I guess I could do this. I just can't do it on all 3 phones unless I want to go through a lot of aggravation. And, of course, I could. Let's see what just the endoscope looks like. It is bigger, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, you don't need to see me drinking my water and all that stuff. Okay, so it helps me be able to read it better. It's just on the border of being too far away. It's a little blurry now. It doesn't really help, does it? Well, let's leave it like that, because I don't have enough space to move around in between the legs on my tripod. Okay, so yeah, the boost, file manager. File manager is okay, but I like Total Commander better. And so get in there again, and go past that. Okay, let's go into the regular app manager. No, let's go on where we were. That's the regular apps. Now, the system apps, this is one of the things that's cool about it, that it'll do this for you, because you can't do it in the regular app manager. You can uninstall the system apps. So, of course, most of those you don't want to. Now, there's the browser, the regular browser. It's only one point. Oh, it wasn't finished loading. Yeah, so you don't want to get rid of the Android keyboard. That's a live wallpaper. Some of that stuff, well, I don't care. It's not that big. You can see it's in the kilobyte range. Oh, there's the browser again. It's only 1.4 megabytes. So the stuff that aren't big and you might use once in a while, I'm not worried about getting rid of that. Now, those things that are COM, .android, so-and-so, those are system things that, oops, it's hard for me to page without, especially, I'm paging sideways. And it's showing up and down to the camera, but I'm holding this thing sideways. Okay, yeah. So all the standard stuff, you don't want to break it and get rid of that. The email app I use, actually on one of these phones, I think phone 2, I think I uninstalled Gmail thinking maybe it was filling it up with all the emails, downloading them, but it turned out to not be of no help. I think it's still off of there, though. Just now remembered that. I don't use the standard email. When I do use email, I use Gmail because that's the account you put in here anyway, you know. I mean, you could put other accounts, especially with that. I don't know, maybe not in Gmail, but in the email app, you could put whatever account you want, I think. I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried it because I didn't want all my other emails in this phone, you know. And gallery, I don't use it much, but that's fine. Sometimes you run into a file format that, you know, one of your other apps can't read. One of the ones you put on yourself, and maybe the gallery will read it. Messaging, I don't use it, but okay, let's see. How am I gonna? There. Whoops. I'm trying to get to the music. Okay, I have to look down at the phone. Music, 1.98 megabytes. So it's not that it's big and taking up space; it's that it's using up resources. Let's see if I can uninstall it. I uninstalled it on the other phone, and I didn't have trouble. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to uninstall. Did I uninstall it? What did it say? I didn't really. Stock music player. Oh, that's not what I wanted to uninstall anyway. But it just tells you about it. Oh, okay. You click in one place and it'll uninstall it. Click in another place. Why is there another one? And it'll JOD music widget. Okay, still part of the stock music player. All right, now let's see. No, maybe that's, you know what, these, well, no, they have that little minus by them. It's been a while since I used this, obviously. Let's I can't figure out. There we go. I lost my place into how to make things show up right. Yeah, maybe if I show just the lower half of this thing, where the buttons are and everything, maybe it'll make more sense. Music FX. What I was thinking is, okay, did I already uninstall these? And that's why they have the little red thing beside them, but I don't. God, dang it. I'm not very good at this, and this thing is sometimes too sensitive, I think. Yeah, because the red dot doesn't mean they're already uninstalled, because I know all that other stuff's not uninstalled. I wouldn't do that. I know I didn't do that. What I'm not seeing though is the ones that I don't like. The ones that bug me using up resources and popping up ads about buying movies or books or something. Okay, but they're on there. I thought this is phone 3. I'm pretty sure they were on there when I was looking on the web browser. Okay, so there's not more than one page. That's it. Okay. So I always use the back button instead of these buttons up here because they're hard for me to hit, right? And that works in most places anyway. Now then, App Manager. Now this is not the System App Manager. This is the All-in-One Toolbox App Manager, and it's got a lot of. You got uninstall APKs. You can back them up, or you can install. If you have them backed up, you can install from them again if you want them back. App2SD. Let's see what we got on this one here. Yeah, the Kingsoft Office come with it. You cannot move it. I did this earlier. Okay. Hangouts dialer. I wanted to leave it in case the SD card wasn't in it. I still wanted to be able to, if I needed to dial, if I really wanted to make a call, I could. Because if you take your SD card out, you lose your apps that are on it. You know. And it's only 88 kilobytes. So, so I'm going to go back. Now then, back to the App Manager. Now, photos. I took that off of the phone too, trying to save space, but it didn't really help. And I thought, well, I can do without photos, but I thought I wanted Chrome. I don't. But then when I realized that Chrome had gotten so big, I wanted off of everything now. But and I did take it off the phone too, but it's still still on these, and I'm not seeing how to get it off too. It could be because I couldn't see good. So this is actually helping me. Now these are just everything that I installed, on this section. That auto test plugin is the one that it's a plugin for all-in-one toolbox, and it is what makes it where you can delete cache automatically and all that stuff. So if you're not doing something like streaming from the audio or video or both, then you could that could be useful. If your phone keeps filling up, it'll take all the cache out, which can end up being 200 or 300 megabytes just to keep it going. But it finally got to the point where that just wasn't enough. Okay, Hangouts $1. Okay, now you can back up or uninstall from here. So, and if you wanted to back up everything, which I think I already did that on here, but did I hit the wrong thing? I think I was trying to click that little top one. That selects them all. No, that was photos. Okay, not archived. There we go. Now, make sure you have your archives going to your SD card and not your ROM, or you'll fill it up and probably lock up your phone. Oh, now you got to click again. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just wasn't reading. Oh, see, it's 818 megabytes. There, I just couldn't hit the spot. Okay, so now I'm going to archive them. Back up 25 or uninstall. Of course, I don't want to uninstall all of them. Now it's backing up, and it's pretty cool. It does all that. That's quick and easy. If you can, this is helping me, but like I said, the phone's sideways, and of course I'm looking at it straight up and down, which is good. But on my preview on the computer, but the phone is sideways to me in physical life here. So, and turning that cable for that endoscope, it's just nearly impossible to get it to stay where you want it. So I just let it go where it wants to when I move my tripod around, and then turn whatever it is to where it's straight up in the preview. Okay. Yeah, it went away too quick, but that was the SD card. And you can look in this app. You can set where the SD card, where your storage. You can set that in there. Okay, there's another one that says speed and performance. You have to pay attention to whether you're clicking on something that's part of this app, or if it's ads and all that. Sometimes you don't know until you click on it too. They try their best to get you off on those ads. Try to get you to install stuff. If it wasn't such a good app, I would not fool with all that. That's what I mean, what I don't like about Android. Linux, you don't deal with that kind of crap. Except for maybe if you're using Ubuntu. I couldn't believe when they started doing that. I never really liked it, but I haven't touched it again since they did that. But those advertisements on your desktop and track where you're going and all that crap, it's just as bad as Windows or Mac. Okay, permissions detect. Oh, I didn't see that. I don't know if that's part of it now. I don't think permissions detect. It might be, but anyway, I'm not going to. That's a whole nother can of worms to get into. App block plugin. I think those could be part of what's already on there. They have added a few things like that. For instance, the cache cleaner thing, you do have to install a plugin, but it's not a whole nother app. It's just a plug-in to this, and there's no gotchas on it that I saw. It's just that it didn't work so well for me with my streaming and stuff. Okay, so yeah, see, I didn't see Chrome in there, and I want to uninstall Chrome. So I maybe ended up saying, hey, if you know how to do this, let me know. May not be showing anybody anything but how I don't know how to do this stuff. But can't know everything, can you? What do we got there? Startup. Oh, no, those are, it's like that Prokey. That's a game or something. So I don't know. I think the AIO Lab is, that's probably their site, their stuff they want you to download. So that junk used to be at the bottom, and now a lot of that it's at the top of when you're paging. I guess they figured out that people knew where to stop paging and quit looking. Add a text, sensor box, flashlight, code scanner, volume settings. Okay, but they have added some features. And I don't know what the heck your metal's got to do with any. It's silly stuff. Okay, so what side am I? I'm on the 3 dots. That's the thing that quirks me the most about. Now they're doing it. They're starting to go that way on desktop apps, and is this things. I mean, it's bad enough when you don't quite know what a picture is like that. Okay, that's a briefcase in a house, but 3 dots, that don't mean anything to anybody. Just means there's something else there, but what? And how do you ever know if that's where you want to go when you're looking for something without having to open it every single stinking time? Battery saver, photo compression, system info. And I mean, this is a complicated app. And getting around it, you need some directions, not just easy swipe theme. Okay, app manager, duplicate photos, file manager. I don't use that stuff much, really, mostly because, well, usually the photos that they find that are duplicates are not very big, and a lot of times they're in cache and stuff, so you don't have to worry about them. They'll get deleted soon. Cache gets deleted every so often anyway. It's just that auto cache emptier once every hour, I think that's the most often you could do it in the app here, would keep your system from freezing up while I was using it, but it also was breaking my stream stuff. Advanced clean. Let's go into advanced clean and see if that might be a system app uninstall. I don't think that's where yeah, that's just, Gmail history, Google Map history, stuff like that. Call logs, SMS logs, yeah. I don't really have that. Chrome history, that might be something. YouTube history, but it wouldn't be a lot of space. Download history, Google Plus. Okay, that's not going to be. CPU cooler. Now, the CPU cooler, what it does is just stop it processes to so it naturally cools down when it's not working as hard. Boot speed up can be really useful, but I'm not going to go in there right now. App lock plugin, that can be good. And permission detect can be good. I've used that. I don't know if I used it in this one. I don't know if it used to have it. Used it in another one. Okay, so I can't find Chrome. Now, if I want to get out of there, I've got to hit the bottom of that. It's pretty tricky to do sometimes. Let's open up Chrome. I don't think you can't uninstall an app from its own menu that I ever saw. Sign into Chrome. Why isn't it signed in already? It's supposed to already be signed in. You have bookmarks, history, passwords, and other settings from theta@gmail.com. No, do not want to do that. They're starting some new junk. No, I actually deleted her account and then cleaned all of it out with, I think it was something in the the Google settings. No, I don't want it back in there. I'm trying to not fill up this thing. Chrome Sync. No, that'll fill it up for sure. All the bookmarks I have in Chrome from my old desktop days of using Chrome would. Let's see. Your bookmarks, passwords will be synced. No, I do not want that. Sync's fixing to fill. This is fixing to fill up my phone, and this one's working okay. Manage your settings. Sync. I cannot tell what I've hit it. Okay. There we go. Sync everything. No, do not sync everything. I've done this so many times on my desktop, I can't believe they're making me have to do it in here too. Oh, now it switched the other direction because I did that. Well, at least now I can see it. It's crooked to you, but okay, I'll leave it like that for a minute. Now, how am I going to get to go back? Oh, there we go. There we go. I can't believe it stayed like that. I just realized that it's been staying like that. I guess I just didn't tilt it enough. Now, I don't want to sync everything. Get your bookmarks history. Yeah, I don't want that. Autofill. No, we don't need that. Or do we? Oh, it's turned off. Bookmarks history. The only thing I don't really want passwords in this phone. I mean, it could be convenient to have passwords, but actually it could be very convenient because it's so hard to type them into a phone. But I don't, well, you never know which phone I'll use for what. I turned it off is what I did. I didn't mean to turn it off. What I want to do, okay, turn off sync everything. That's what I want to do. Autofill. That'll be okay. Bookmarks, no. I know there's too many of them. Okay, history, no. Passwords, yes. Now on Firefox I won't do that because I got the bad add-on in my sync settings. That would be good. Okay. Cards, addresses using Google Play. What? Cards and addresses? I don't even know what that is. Encryption. Okay. Now will you let me out of this thing? Sync. I'll do it up here this time. Sometimes when you use the back button it takes you all the way out. Okay, Gmail, Google Play Control. Control how it uses your browsing history. Sign out of Chrome. Okay, now, how do I get back to the main Chrome menu? I'll just do the back button again. There. Now we're in Chrome. Finally. I don't know why it suddenly did that. I've never seen it do that. Okay. Bookmarks, tab, share, find a page. I knew I wasn't going to be able to uninstall from here, but, well, I didn't know it for sure. Desktop site, settings, bookmarks. Now, I don't know how many had already synced by the time I figured out how to do all that, but hopefully not too much. Now, settings, autofill, passwords. It's just where, okay, homepage. Oh, okay, the basic settings, yeah. Okay, so no, I didn't think you could, but okay, now I'm going to go to System. Let's go back to the home page. And manage setting wallpaper widgets, manage applications, yeah. Let's see if I can do it from there. Maybe that is actually how I did it. All that what I just now did may be fixing to be undone if I get to where I can uninstall Chrome from here. Maybe I did it from there and I don't. But I've never, I mean, let's see, one of the, maybe there's a couple other apps that's not showing up in all-in-one toolbox to remove, but I hadn't noticed it before. You know, only things that were missing was the system apps. You have to go in the system uninstall section. Okay, so the browser, and you see you're seeing mostly, well, you're going to see you should see everything. There it is, Chrome. It's only 105 megabyte in this one. Okay, that's no problem. Maybe there was some sort of settings like, say, syncing everything turned on in phone 2, and it got up to be a gigabyte. Because it was the only one that kept completely filling up to where I couldn't even use the phone. It said you have to uninstall an app before you can keep using the phone. So little by little I was uninstalling apps that I didn't use much. And finally when I looked up one day, when it forces you into the app uninstall screen, well, this screen here basically, or a similar one, not this one, but one like it, but it's not the all-in-one toolbox, of course. It's the one that comes with the phone. And well, that's no big deal then. I didn't think Chrome was that big. Maybe I figured it must have bloated. It must have had sync turned on, and it must have bloated. So I could reinstall it on there as long as I don't sync it then. But I'm going to have to do it like this on the phone, evidently. And if I'm going to have to do that, then it might be a good idea to do what I'm doing, but I don't want to do another video. Do them all three of them on video. Okay, so there's Chrome finally, and a menu where I can, let's go back to the top and pay attention to what everything is that I'm looking at here. For some reason the light changed in the room, and that thing doesn't have its light on, I don't think. Okay, all-in-one toolbox. Yeah, this should be every app on the phone. Actually, I think it's better to stay down. No, it's better to stay like that. You know, it's like, I guess my fingers, my brain is not coordinating too good. If I keep looking at the screen, then I kind of know which way to go. But if I look down at the phone and back up at the screen, then I get off. No, it's not that. I'm just touching it in the wrong place. There we go. I had it working a while ago. Trying to use the finger that doesn't cover up the words, because then I can't even read it. Okay, so the Chrome on this one. Now this is solving a mystery for me. Is why all that I just went through, I think answered my question. Is why was Chrome 1 gigabyte on that other phone, and I figured it'd be like 300 megabytes or something on the other. You know, was what I kind of think it might end up being, but yeah, all these things, of course, you don't want to. And I think if you click on these, it may not even let you uninstall them in here. I'm not sure. But if I get to like one of those players that I don't like, I'll try it. Drives 50 megabytes, but it's pretty useful on the phone. Very useful. There's Gmail. It's only 44.3 megabytes. See, the Google system app is 177 megabytes. And, whoa, too much. Okay, now we're getting to those things. Playbooks. Yeah, I don't want that. Let's see if I can uninstall it. Uninstall updates. That's all you can do is uninstall updates. Move to SD. It's already moved to SD. I think that's what I decided was the best thing to do. Or disable. Now you can disable it, and that's actually helpful. Apps may malfunction. Your data will also be deleted. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now then, Google Books. Do you want to replace this app with the factory version? No. Okay, so that's why it's still on here. I guess I just went ahead and I don't know what I did on the other phone. I swear, even though these are all the same model of phones, that I get different readout from each when I do this. Like I said, I don't know what was going on in here. You know, a while ago I was in the system uninstall, and that's how I remember me getting these things out of there. Was going to the system uninstall section, but maybe I wasn't. I noticed yesterday yesterday, the other day I was on here trying to do stuff, and that day that I uninstalled Chrome, if you click more in the middle or to the left, you get one response. If you click over to the right, you get a different response, a different screen. So in that all-in-one toolbox. So you want the Play services so you can add and remove apps. Google Plus I really don't use, but once in a while. What I do, I have my YouTube automatically post all my videos to Google Plus, so it's good to be able to go to it. And of course the Hangouts dialer, I don't use it much, but when I do want it, it's fantastic. I hardly make phone calls at all. Once in a while, though, if I want to call somebody that's long distance, that's great, you know. Let's see. That King's Lost office is pretty good, but you can't move it to SD. Well, if you're going to uninstall it, you'd have to use that system app uninstaller, I'm pretty sure. Whoops. Yep. Yeah, see, it's already... Well, you can't move it. It won't let you. But maybe that's why those others were grayed out. Maybe you can't do it from in here. I think I have I looked a while ago. There's only 2 apps that haven't been moved to SD. and that's the Google dialer for calling, and of course, if the other half of the app's missing, then I guess that ain't going to help. I forget how I've done things, and so the next time I go back, I do it different on each phone. I tried to get them all three pretty much the same earlier today, and I don't know why I just started doing that today. I just decided it was time to do it. And so now I'm even ended up doing it in my video. That's a good one, PDF scanner. Photos I use a lot. It's 200 megabytes. But my videos that I make on the phone, I can make 1080p videos on the phone, and I can hold the phone up to the screen and you can read it and stuff. Or if I set it on a tripod or whatever, it's just hard to get it. If I put it right here in, basically, well, you can't see where it's laying, but if I put it right here in front of me, actually it needs to be in front of my face exactly to get the right distance. So I can't do it on a tripod that way. Anyway, and then I can let Google Photos upload it to Google Photos, and then I can use the transfer from Photos to YouTube to avoid, well, like I've said before, my system, my internet slows down to nothing half the time when you try to upload. The other day I did one where the YouTube app opens up my camera app, makes a video, and then it automatically uploads it to YouTube. Well, I couldn't surf until that. I couldn't even run a speed test. It was so overwhelmed. What was that? Quick support. Oh, move to phone. So that one's on the SD card. Okay, so if it's on the SD card, it'll say move to phone. If it's not, they're not. If this app can't do it, then it's just going to be grayed out. Radio. This thing has a radio tuner in it. You need to plug in a headset, and then it works as an antenna. It works really well. I've taken that weather app on and off. Well, I like having the temperature on the front, but the weather wallpaper, it seems to use up a lot of phone resources. It's not big, but Wi-Fi Analyzer is a real good tool. Okay, YouTube, it's not that too big, 71 megabytes, and that's the end of that. Whoops, actually didn't mean to get out of that yet. What was I in? System. Applications. Now, all or running. Yeah, okay, we're in all, which I didn't really see anything missing as I was looking in there. Okay. What was it? Oh, Chrome. I don't remember what I saw when I got in there now. I've already forgot. There it is, Chrome. Oh, it was so surprisingly small. I was like, well, okay, force stop, disable, uninstall updates. I did that before on some other app, and I think I only got to that point of disabling it. I never got to a point from in here, moved SD card. I think it's already moved SD card, though. So, yeah, that may not. It may be grayed out for two reasons. If it's on the SD card, well, if the other one said move to phone, though. I don't understand this stuff. It doesn't always seem to work the same as in one, app as it does in another. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not by application, like not by control application, but by each of the apps as to what you can do with them. So but it's not big, so I don't want to get rid of it. I think it's a better browser than the built-in browser. I think it works better. Okay, so how do I get? Let's go back home again. Oh, this is phone 3. Yeah, it won't go home. When you hit home. When you hit home, it goes there. Now, that's what I was looking for. Whoops. Now, what I'm going to do is go in there one more time. I have to confirm to myself that I'm using up my battery. I just remembered it's not plugged in. And what I want to use my battery for is the Wi-Fi mic, not Not this. Oh, it won't matter that much. It'll go for hours and hours just using that Wi-Fi mic. It's pretty good on that. Okay, this one here, I think. There. It doesn't matter even if I'm in a normal position that's not so awkward. I still have trouble hitting that places I want to hit. App Manager. Now it just torques me that I'm not seeing Chrome in here. And I think they're in alphabet. No, they're not in alphabetical order. Okay. Maybe there's a page 2 that I'm not seeing. I don't see a page 2. Okay. And App to SD. This is a good feature. Yeah. Okay. So there was some apps that were not moved to the SD in this phone for some reason, and I moved them. I think sometimes during the updates it does that to it, because I've always kept them moved. I don't know how many times I've moved things to the SD, and then once in a while you'll see them back in the regular drive. But you can't move that Kingsoft Office. I could move the dialer, but I thought, well, that's better to leave it on the ROM, so if the SD card is out or broken or anything, I could still use that part. Now, you can click down there and see moved apps. Of course, photos, VidTrim. I just thought of something. Maybe this is where I can find Chrome. Now I'm not wanting to uninstall it, though. Maybe I have a clue as to how I can put it back on the other phone and not have it use up. Maybe it was syncing. That's it. There's not near as... Is there really that much less apps on this phone? You could move them back to the ROM. That's what it's called, is the ROM. That's what they call it in all the... Well, that's what they call it in here in this app. I always just called it the onboard memory or onboard flash or whatever. Just try to say something that, when I'm talking about it, something that makes sense to people, you know. But see, they call it ROM. 78% of it's used. But it's in the green. I guess that's green now. And then the memory, that's fine. I mean, 83% is not bad at all. And if it gets up higher than that, let's see. Can't remember. I don't think it'll automatic. I don't have it set to automatically clean. You could, but I don't want it breaking my stream. So, but I think it would. Of course, I'd never see it down in my little bag, you know, this one. But anyway, I don't want. I've learned that letting this app here or any other whatever type, you know, writer, author you get it from, letting it do some of that stuff's going to break what you're trying to do. If you're doing things like this, you can do clean. I did it a while ago, so it shouldn't be that much manually. Or you can, this is the same thing. This is clean and cache, you know. See, that's all the stuff that the auto cache clean would do. Well, it can do 306 megabytes, so let's do that. That's since I did it an hour or two ago and used it again. Now there's an ad you're going to get, and I can hit the back button to get out of that. And then boost will... it'll tell you what it's going to close, and then you can decide if you want to close. Well, I don't want to close Avast, and I don't want to close Google Play. I could close that, but it's not a big deal, so I'm going to just get out. Oops. Now, I don't want... If you hit back again, it'll go back into the screen. It won't let you out until you hit that little exit. Or what I used to do is hit the home button, but what I realized is it's not closing the app. It's still running in the background. But I think it does that anyway. Well, it has to run in the background to do its thing. I guess it depends on if you've got any auto tasks set up. Now, those little balloons or whatever, that's an ad. Okay, it says ad. And then what's that? Oh, Pro, that little yellow thing used to pay for it. Now, I guess since I'm talking about it so much, you click the little thing on the top left with 3 or 4 lines. You get into the Junk Record Pro theme settings, feedback about, and that's all that's in there. Okay, now settings. Now this is where you set that show notifications. Well, that bugs me. It's always popping up in the middle of me trying to, when I open up my streaming app, my IP webcam, it'll pop up saying so-and-so this, okay, you know, and then I have to hit that, and half the time I miss it and open up some other app or something. So I make sure that turned off. Bar color, custom notification, turn on smart charge. I don't want that. That'll again kill your apps that you're trying to use. Auto tasks. This is the one I'm talking about. This is actually a plugin. You have to install it first before it'll work. But I think if it's there and you just click on it, it says, do you want to install it? Boost interval 30 minutes. So that must be turned on. So that hasn't been hurting anything. So I'm going to leave that on. If I can get it to. Oh, I accidentally turned on cache cleaner. Oh, auto memory booster. Yeah, it's not turned on. The interval's 30 minutes, but it's not turned on. Okay, see, I ended up turning everything off. Wi-Fi manager will break your Wi-Fi connection. It'll turn it off all the time on you, so I never used that. I used to do the clean cache every hour, and I finally realized that's really, with the audio stream, it breaks it. Actually, it seemed to break it after about, well, maybe 30 minutes after I started streaming, but I might have had the phone up and running 30 minutes before I started my video too. So yeah, it seemed kind of random. I couldn't figure out why is it doing that. So yeah, definitely don't use that if you're going to use for sure IP webcam to stream audio. And I got to thinking, you know what? I've had some strange dropouts in my video lately, so that I noticed, and probably just never noticed it before. Probably never, because I can't watch my videos are so long. I can't watch them all either. I just skim through them. So, of course, I'm the one that made them, so I pretty well somewhat know what's in them already since I did it. But actually, it helps me when I forget things, and when I'm working on these machines, these computers, it helps me to remember what I did by going back and reviewing them. So anyway, and that do not disturb is good if you're going to use those, because otherwise it'll pop up and say, do you want to, all in one toolbox wants to clean this. Do you want to do it? And if you're doing it, it's aggravating to me to have that pop up. And it's a problem because it's up in front of, well, like I said, with this one especially, it's always interfering with me controlling the IP webcam. So anyway, that's a good thing, but I'm actually ended up not using it now. But I did like it. And smart charge, I've tried that before with the VAS smart battery thing. Actually, that was turned on by default, I think, I think it was a new feature, and it started making crazy things happen that I didn't like. So I think it made it go to sleep when I didn't want it to or something. And see, that's the other thing. While I'm making videos, I'll keep them plugged. Well, I don't keep this one plugged in. It can do the audio for hours and hours without running down the battery. But the video, you got 10 to 20 minutes max. I don't know how high quality video you're doing. Notify when the app uses too much. Now, I've got a lot of that turned on. ROM reminder when ROM usage is high. Oh, that would be a good one. Well, actually, yeah, it's better than waiting until the system locks up on you and makes you uninstall an app. What just happened? Back in the autumn. Oh, I'm in the auto task still. What? Auto task. Oh, no, I'm not in the auto task. I'm below it. Okay, ROM overusage reminder. CPU consumer notification. Consumer. RAM exceeds 80%. Show the move to SD card, saying do you want to move that when you install it. That's really helpful to me. Show app leftover notification when you uninstall. It'll say there's junk behind you. You want to clean it. That's really good. A backup notification. That's good to be reminded to do that for me. Show startup time. That was on, and I thought, well, I don't need that. Enable silent boot. I haven't turned that on because you can turn. It says it turns off the sounds and everything. That could be useful, but I realize that it kind of helps me know when it's booted. So, because I turn them on and then walk away, because I'm turning on 3 phones at once, getting ready to do my stream. Okay, so yeah, that one, it's off. I now realize that I probably would I really do want that on. That's actually more important. When it says ROM, it doesn't strike the chord with me as to something. I think of onboard memory. I don't think of ROM, but that is what they've called. That's one of the considered a proper term for it. So, yeah, remind me. It's just going to remind you. This is not an auto task. It kind of looks like it's under the heading of auto task, but auto task that's a link to the auto task. You click on it, it goes to a whole nother page. So, and then auto boost at screen on. It was on, but at screen on, not startup, screen on. But that could be good. But again, if you're trying to, what I'm scared of, I'm going to leave it off because I'm afraid that it's going to mess up my video and audio. Well, and that's really all I use, mostly all I use these things for. So I'm tuning them for what did I just do now? Auto task. I was trying to slide it again, and it took off into that menu. If you try to go real fast and go at it fast, then it'll for sure go into the menu. So I try to go slow. Well, that, and I'm in an awkward, like I said, I'm in an awkward position for knowing where. Okay, so yeah, so here's a whole long thing on this app. I think it's a great app with some aggravations, but I guess all Android apps have aggravations. Okay, so if nothing else, just that kind of stuff right there, that's enough to aggravate anybody for a real big time. But yeah, I would love to just completely get rid of all those things that are on here that I don't. It just make it hard for me to find what I'm looking for. You know, the newsstand and all that crap like that. But I may have gotten it off of one of them. I'm not even sure anymore. Play movies. I don't want that on there. Play music. Yeah, that's not the music playing, the built-in music playing app. That is going online to play music, and it gets confusing, you know, which one is which. And I use VLC anyway, so I like the voice features and the voice search and all that. Okay, let's go back into I just realized, go back into All-in Toolbox again. I've tried several other of these kind of apps, and this has been the one that I like the best. Okay, so the app, I just remember that maybe I didn't touch it in the right place. It's kind of skewed because of the camera itself is not straight perfectly. App Manager, System App uninstall. Now, if I find one, I'll go down to one of these. I installed some of that stuff, Bubbles and Black Hole and all that on one time. They're just little backgrounds but they're animated, and I thought, well, I don't want them running and using up. I don't want them, because they kept coming on when I didn't want them on, and so I took them out. But then I don't know. I think I had to put them back. That might have been one of those things that when I took it out, it made things not work right. I don't remember, but yeah, some of those things there, they use up a lot of your processing power. They're not using any, data or anything, but okay, now where are they're not in that list, so I don't know. I have used this this particular part of All-in-One Toolbox to take them out before, but they show to still be. I mean, they're on my screen, they're on my desktop, my phone top, and they're I don't know what's going on. I think that the vendor here, they haven't updated this thing in forever, but I think somehow maybe they have it built in. It fights you doing things like that. Or, well, it could be Google. Actually, it could be Google because they do update all the time. So maybe as soon as somebody writes an app that can force those things out of there, they want that stuff because that's their ads, and they want you to see those so that you'll try to get you to buy stuff so they can make more money. So it must be Google forcing that stuff back in there even after you. Because now this app used to be able to uninstall it. It can uninstall all these other things, but these other things don't have ads, and most of them are part of my system. The bubbles and stuff, like I said, those animated desktop backgrounds, they're not of any, they don't have ads in them, but they do use quite a bit of resources. So I don't know. I'm surprised now that I've gone through it over and over. I thought I was just confused earlier because I was thinking, why can't I uninstall these stupid things, And maybe I missed the trick again. Maybe I'm not getting in the right spot, but I don't know what it is. I'm tired of trying to figure it out again. So, I was just trying to page over. What did I click on? Vid trim, video editing. That's all right. It's a quick and short and sweet video editing app. And there's another one that's really detailed. I mean, it will do everything. But on a small screen like this, I can't do it really. On either, I can't do much of anything on this small of a screen because I can't see it. I was just trying to page on through. But anyway, I'm always talking on the sideline there about these phones and the apps. So this is what I make my videos on. And I guess I should show the #1 app, the one I stream from. And this one won't go home. Like if you hit home on this one, that's that one right there. It won't go there. And then once in a while, if you do this or that or the other, you'll hit it and it'll go there. But it'll go to this screen. And so it just so happens that IP webcam is right there. So IP webcam has got a lot of settings. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm actually just tired of doing this right now. Actually, I'm going to have to take a break. So I guess this will be a video of its own. That's probably better than making a run-on video. So set it up the way you want it, the way you need it. And if you don't know much about video, then you can just use the defaults. It won't be too bad. But audio and video, you need to know something about it to use a lot of these settings and streaming, codecs and all that stuff. I have this on audio only mode. If I can there. See, you got your choice of audio. You're streaming audio along with the video. You can disable the audio, which is what I do on the camera, the ones I use for the cameras, and audio only on this one. And so if you do audio only, then you're ready to go. I mean, of course, all the other settings, you'd have them the way you want them. Really, the defaults work. One thing that you might want to do is go in there, and there's a field where it says, do you want to download the codec or the plug-in to do MKV, MP4, H.264 video. MKV is the file extension it uses, and in here there's some kind of little difference, like MP4 is the most well-known usually, but MKV is just a little bit different type of MP4, what I gather. So anyway, you hit on this one. I'm always talking about my Wi-Fi mic, so I set it up like that, and then I hit Start Server. And as long as I didn't hit that add, I guess I didn't hit anything. There we go. Okay, so it shows you a mic in there, and if it was the camera, then you would see the view of the camera, But this is just going to show you that was a reflection of me. It's just going to show you that little mic icon. Oh, and there's your IP address. That's what you've got to go to with OBS Studio in order to pick it up and get it into OBS Studio. Or you can just look at it on the web browser, whatever it is you're wanting to do with it. And there's more. Let's see what. I think it tells you how to do it. Oh, it's just saying more IPs, why IP address keeps changing. Yeah, it has a lot of good help in there. Let me get out of that. It has a lot of good help in there to help you. How do I see right there? It says, how do I do this? You know. So how do we connect? Using LiveDon. LiveDon. I haven't ever done that, but that's their website for streaming. That's a cloud. That's their servers for stream. If you want to stream through them, of course, I'm streaming to YouTube. So, and then connect directly through the network. Well, that's what I'm doing. And VLC and OBS Studio, the way to do it is to use the connect to a VLC media stream, video LAN player. That's what they're doing. They're using the video LAN protocol. Video LAN is an open source app, so they're using the video LAN. They're able to do that without any problems. So they're using the video LAN protocol, streaming protocols. Just how I'll say it. I don't know a better way to say that. And so it starts a VLC stream. And so then whatever, if you're not using OBS Studio, you may be using, well, you could use VLC, and I've done that. Connect to it. Now, the one thing you got to know is, okay, your IP address is not enough. You can do HTTP or HTTPS. I don't do this. S is for secure, SSH. I just do the normal HTTP because I'm on my own local network, and plus it's a live stream. I want people to watch it, So, but the one thing you have to do is, and somewhere in all this, it tells you how to do it, but not right. What I just clicked on didn't tell you. But you put that in your, when you add a VLC stream to your OBS Studio, you, let me go ahead. Okay, I'm just going to do like I would normally do. Once I get that running, I've learned that go here and hit the home button. That makes the app minimize so that it's not so easy to close it by accident. So now let me switch to the desktop stream, and I'll show you, because I've realized in this newer version of of OBS. Let me move in this. I realized I can do that without. I'm going to put this camera back in my little holder because it's got that mic plugged into it and everything. I guess I left it plugged in all along. I thought I had unplugged it. Maybe I never unplugged the mic from it. I don't know. But thought I had. So, an hour and 38 minutes later, I was going to show something for 10 minutes. I'm on the desktop, okay, and I left it like that. So here in OBS, okay, now here it is right here. There's the audio that I have set up. I'll click on the little gears. You could right-click and get menus of all the different things you can do. But I'll click on the gears. That's the properties. So there's here's the IP of my camera, just like I showed you, like they tell you what it is when you set it up in there. But you have to have, after the IP address, you have to add audio /audio.wave for the audio only, or just to get audio, period. Now, I can't show you what a camera one looks like, but because I'd have to get off the desktop. And I don't have a camera, of course, streamed in along with the desktop. Oh, wait, let's see. Can I do it this way? So if I do, say, cams 1 and desktop. Yeah, okay. Now, there's video right there. I have it named. I named it like that. You can name them what you want. Unless it's already been taken, then you can't use it again. But, so if you right-click and go to properties, that's another way to get into the properties. I'll move that over there so that you can kind of see the deal. But it's the IP address. This is a different IP address because that's from camera 1. And then it's /video with no file extension. That's how you get a VLC video stream into OBS Studio. Now that's not every VLC stream's not the same. It's really complicated. I used to know how to do it, but I swear they changed some things. The only way you can get, when you turn on a VLC video stream, you can just open up, let me go ahead and go to desktop again. You can just open up VLC, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to open it up at. Open up VLC. Well, for one thing, let's go back. Let me get that. Okay, here's cam 1. What's on cam 2? Oh, this monitor. Okay, let's do cam 1. Okay, now let's go to the properties. Now, if you want to be able to copy and paste that, you can't just right click on it there. You have to go to properties again. Then you can copy it, or select and copy. Be careful and don't mess it up. Hit cancel so you don't break anything. And let's go back to the desktop. Oh, I did that without being on the desktop. Man. How did I do that? I was on the endoscope. Cam 1 and desktop. I thought I was showing you what I was doing. So here we go. Now you click on the video stream, and that one, like I said, happens to be named the actual IP address, the whole address. Right click, properties, or you can click the gears down at the bottom. Then click on the IP address in there, and then, well, see, that might not be the IP address. You won't get, unless you name it that, you're not going to get the IP address as the name. I did that. You're going to get VLC stream or something like that. But you do have to change, when you have a bunch of them like this, you have to change the names for each one. They can't all be duplicates. They won't let you. Okay, so anyway, click on that. Click on the gears, and then select the IP address /video. Right click in there, copy. I hit cancel to make sure I don't break anything. And then go to the desktop, and I'll show you. I'm going to open up VLC. I used to make my videos with VLC. With webcams, you can do that, for instance, on a desktop or a laptop. And on VLC, now you can do different things. You can open a network stream. You can open a capture device. Location from clipboard, which is which I could do right now. Recent media, save playlist to file, convert and save. I won't do that right now because it's real resource usage heavy, but excuse me. Let's do the open from clipboard. That'll be simple. Okay, see, it automatically put what I had in my clipboard in there. Hit play. There I am. And I don't want to play it long because that will work this machine too hard. Now, if you wanted to open a network stream, then, well, actually, it'll already put that in there. It does that anyway. But, for instance, see right here, it gives you some examples. Depending on what kind of stream that you're trying to open, this one here, http://example.com stream.avi. You have to know the exact name that stream has. And if you make it yourself, then you better make a note of that if you're doing your own. Then there's RTP, that's another type. It's at ... which is that's signifying the port 1234. MMS dot example so-and-so stream ASX, RTSP, and even if you get all that just right down to a T and you think it's going to work, it may not work. Some YouTube videos you can just copy the URL and paste it and put it in there, and some of them you can't. For example, let's hit cancel. How come that moved? It never does that. It's actually not coming back up. Did I close that, or what did I do? There we go. I'm going to close it for now because I don't know if I'm using up too many resources. Okay. I'm going to open YouTube, and started to say I would I won't go to my live stream because I'd probably create a feedback loop. But I'll go to the video just before that. I've been to YouTube today, haven't I? Let's see. I need to change my home pages because it makes it harder for me to get to type it in. But makes me harder to get there. Well, of course, usually what I do is I right-click and go to my bookmarks toolbar, and then I get rid of it because I can't stand it taking up space up there. Okay, so, well, now see, that's quicker because that takes me straight to my channel if I do that. Because I have those two main links I use all the time right there. But I don't like it, stuff taking up space up there, and it's confusing my eyes. I've got enough junk on these pages already. So there Mia is live now. But let's go to the one I did yesterday. Start playing it. Okay, now it's playing. Now I'm just going to pause it so it won't be making noise. Now I'm going to I'll double click up in there. You can't do that in Chrome. You have to like select and slide. Whoops. But you can double click in the middle of it on Firefox and then right click and say copy. And I believe I should be able to just close it. Some windows, if you close them, you'll lose what you put in your clipboard. And some you won't on Linux. But I don't think you will with the browser. I just don't want to have too many things running. Okay. Starting to have a lot of drainage again. Sorry. Okay, open VLC. And I don't know, for some reason, this Fedora 28 VLC won't stay. I like it to be like that, you know, not full screen, but filling the whole area. And it always goes back to that halfway there. Okay, so media, open a network stream. Let's just do that. Okay, now that is still the previous one, so I'm going to select it, Control V to put that in there, and I think it'll probably play it. But some videos on YouTube, for instance, like if you try to do a playlist URL, it doesn't work from what I remember. That should play. No, didn't work. I don't know why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But let's try this and see what happens. I'm going to do convert and save. All right, this gets to be a little more. You can do a file, you can do a disk, you can do network, which is the one I just pasted in there. You can do a capture device, which would be a camera if I had one plugged into the machine. I don't have cameras plugged into my machine, or it could be jack audio, TV digital tuner, TV analog tuner, desktop. I have an analog. It's not in this machine, but I have an analog TV tuner, a card, a PCI card, and I have a USB digital TV tuner, which I can't find. I don't know where I put it. I hardly ever use it, and I usually never lose stuff. Oh, and then go back to network stream because that was the one I was going to show. There's more options. You can change the caching. I don't ever mess with that stuff. That's pretty. You ever know what you're doing. Play another media along with it. Like say if you had something that was silent and you want to put some music along with it, you can do that, and then you'll do convert and save. Now I don't believe this is going to work in this case because that stream wouldn't play. And there are actually, you can say in queue, play, stream, or convert. The default's convert and save. So hit convert and save, and display the output file is not on by default. So and actually it works the machine pretty hard. So but the thing is, you won't know if it's working or not without doing that. Well, unless maybe you look at it first. Like I know this one probably ain't going to work because I tried to just play it and it wouldn't play. But if you know it's going to play, then but it'll be building a file whether you're getting anything or not. So display is what I usually do. Destination file. But first you need to pick what kind of file you want it to be. See, a video H.264, MP3, MP4, or whatever, which is usually the one that's the most successful. Some of these I've really never seen work, and some of them just don't work well with just don't work well. I went blank. Some of these like TS, for instance, WebCam you can upload to YouTube. If you want to upload to YouTube, say if you're doing your webcam, you can make a webcam video just like this with VLC. That's how I used to do it. and because it made the better, more control over the kind of video. You could make the best quality video, and it was dependable. It wouldn't break on you while you're recording and stuff. I did a week's worth of recording with 2 webcams one time with VLC back on old. Well, my backup server was one of them I used, the one that's 500 megahertz gateway with an old webcam. And it was old then, but now it's really old because this was in 2009. It had 2 webcams that are, 320. One of them is 640 by 320 or something, and the other one's 320 by whatever. I mean, they were really small resolution. So, as in 720p, what I'm using right now, and then 1080p is what I really would like to be able to do at least. But I mean, these cameras can do it, but I can't stream it. I've said that 100 times. But anyway, take some learning and experimenting. But this one usually works right here. So then browse to where you're going to save it. Let's see, do you have to? No, yeah. Browse to where you're going to save it. I'm just going to let it. No, let's not go to that. Let's go to videos. Now, I'm going to paste that name in there, but of course you can't use that. Can't have forward slashes and stuff. You can have dots in there, but I wouldn't have that. Don's YouTube video. I'll just say that. And but put the file extension .mp4. Now you could put MKV or stuff like that, and it would still work because they're actually all the same file format. And you can change the containers. Well, no. All are containers. I'm going to leave it on default. And again, I don't think it's going to work, so why am I fiddling around with it? I don't know. Let's see what it does now. It's probably just going to say an error. Or is it? Oh, it's working. Okay, so now why is it that I couldn't play it a minute ago, but I can save it as a stream? I don't know. Maybe there was maybe I copied and pasted and I got a space in there or something. I'll have to try it again and see. So now this is saving this to the hard drive as an MP4. I'm turning it down so it won't be echoing in my.
Hey, you down here? Okay, back again.
So it won't be echoing in my
today. Mike. Cough drop in my mouth because I already realized I needed it.
Okay, so of course this is yesterday's 4 hours and 51 minutes long straight.
Hopefully I'll get to work on the fan.
Not going to save this whole thing, but you can.
For the
and so I'm going to hit
on camera
stop.
Scope. I got the Loctite out and
break
everything.
it.
That's what I have.
We'll see. And hit stop. It should finish out the video, and I'm just going to leave VLC open for now because closing it might not quite be through processing, and I don't want to break it because I want to be able to show it to you. I don't know why I'm off on this, but it's really, this to me is super interesting stuff. Not at all what I had been, into doing today. And I'm just going to do that and get back to there. There it is right there, MP4. Okay, now it's going to open it up in VLC. I think it's working. It went off of that other video I was on, and now it should play this one. Unless I didn't get enough of it. It might have to have done the whole thing to keep from breaking it. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Doesn't look like it's going to work. It's 159 bytes. I might should have went a little longer. Sometimes when they're too small, they don't work. Let's see. Anyway, it's been a while since I did that. If I'd have made it an FLV, it might have worked with me stopping it like that. Close VLC and open it again. Let's open it with something else. Sometimes it just won't play oddly enough, even though I made it in VLC. It might not play. Let's try VLC again, though. I don't have too many players on here. I like VLC. I don't think it's going to play. Maybe if I'd have went a minute or two more, it might have went ahead and been successful. Of course, this is just a very rough demonstration. But anyway, it does work, and I used to do it. That used to be my favorite way of videos. What is that? I'll just try 2 different apps just to see. Okay, there's an error. Yeah, there's nothing. It didn't save enough to have anything to play. Well, according to that app, anyway. Some apps, usually VLC will. GStreamer, yeah, I can't play it. So I'm most likely. My first thought is that I just stopped it too soon. And what you can do is so open up VLC again. Now, can I? Let's see. Since I closed it, I don't think I can go back to that. I don't even know if there's an open recent. Well, let's see. Here we go. That one right there might be it. I don't know if it'll be saving. What's all that? Did something. Oh, it's working. Yeah, that's it. Now let's see if it's saving. If this starts getting bigger, then it's saving it. Or it may just be playing it. I don't know. Bigger.
Hey, you don't hear?
Saving it this time.
Okay, back
I usually
again
don't do it that way. I just didn't want to go back to that menu again. Yeah, it's not really.
It's not mouth because I already realized I needed it. And go back to work on the IBM.
So let's try again with the. I think I still have that IP in there. Let's see. Convert and save. Network. Oh, it's still in there. Okay, convert and save. Now it's back. Since I selected H.264 MP3 audio and MP4 video file, then now it's all good. So, but I don't want to go to there. Oh, I don't want to go on the Seagate expansion drive. I want to go to videos. Now I can click on that and it'll ask me, do I want to override it? It should, or it may just override it. So be careful about that. And display the output. Actually, let's don't display the output. Then I won't have to worry about overwhelming my machine. Okay, so now it won't. Yeah, keep existing or override. It's override. Now it'll. Oh, it's still showing. Well, it still displayed it. I didn't collect. I purposely didn't select. Let me go look at my. Okay, and my system resources are just fine. Now that was one of the reasons why I used VLC. You can make videos this way, and it is very low on resource usage. That's kind of funny because whenever I play
okay, back again.
My cameras this way, today. Did I show that a minute ago? I could have put my IP of my cameras.
I already realized I needed
and watch them in VLC. It will quickly overwhelm.
And go back to work on the IBM first.
But making a video as an MP4, especially. Look at there. I mean, it's using a little bit, but not too bad.
In the scope, I got the Loctite out and everything. That's what I have. It's weird because I thought I had red, but because the tube looks red, but it actually says it's the blue.
Playing,
and on the back
normally
it
doesn't
you the
unless you
types
specifically check display the output. So I don't know what happened.
Switch over to the.
But it's looks like it's working just
camera
fine.
2, so I can show the monitor.
I don't know if it would help to hit pause. No, that's over a minute of video.
Reached over to grab the long stick to switch, so I wouldn't have to move my mic.
So I just hit stop. That didn't work, and it could have been because it was too short, but maybe not. You know, because you can make a 10-second video. I hit pause. I don't think that'll. Oh, I forgot to look at the files.
I went ahead and zoomed in.
The files.
Camera to it like I usually do.
Okay, it's playing the video, but the file's still the same size, so that means it did not succeed in making.
Check my audio and everything. Okay, so I backed up everything.
Okay.
Yesterday.
So this is the thing I was talking about. It's tricky to get it to save your video and work. What you can do is do it again, and this time choose a different codec and everything. And I'm not going to click display output because it did it anyway. Okay. Now FLV works really well with which I never used Flash. FLV is Flash video. I never used it. I don't even know if it can do it. Let's see, can it do it? OGG, well, it's not. OGG's not such a great. Oh, that's audio. OGV is OGG video. It doesn't stream so well. So, video for Android, video for YouTube, SD, HD. I don't know what the file extension would be though. WebM usually works. Well, I don't know about in here. I don't see FLV. It may be dropping it because Flash is really. Oddly enough, OBS Studio's default is Flash, and it does work the best. It streams well. It can upload to YouTube, and it doesn't overwhelm the system. I tried MP4, and it overwhelmed my system. I couldn't do it. Because MP4 is a better quality video. When you save it as an MP4, you're going to end up with a higher quality video. But VP8's all right, but it's about the same. You can see the quality. You can see the difference. It looks about like a Flash video. And TS is a transport stream. There used to be more than one. That is for playing it live. That's not. I don't know. I guess you could do it. But it's not going to, like if you make it a .ts, then it'll work in VLC, but it may not work in other players. But there's all these different formats that you could do. And plus just audio if you wanted to do that. Video for TV device. DivX compatible player, iPod, Android. I'm going to do WebM because I simply don't know what file extension. If you don't give it a file extension, it won't play. I remember that. It won't. I mean, it won't work. It won't save. At least that's what I think. Unless they've changed that. I keep wanting to try YouTube though, since it already is a YouTube. Let's try that because WebM I kind of think is even harder to get working. You have to change settings and stuff until you get it to work with YouTube. Now let's just, I don't know why it keeps going there. But take that, oh, well, yeah, okay, file extension. You could probably do MP4. And like I said, if you don't do a file extension, I'm going to try FLV. I don't know if that'll work or not. I'm getting off on a, let's just try it and see. FLV for Flash video. It might have been better. No, that's not going to be very wise. If it was anything that would work with, it would be MP4, just like that. So let's do that. And we'll just overwrite that file again. Convert. Are we doing convert and save? You do have, I'm in convert and save, right? Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. There's some more settings. Features of that codec that I chose. Okay. Encapsulation. Oh, MP4. And it's an MOV file. Oh, okay. Which is like the Mac video format, which is weird. Well, I thought it was. MOV is usually I guess .mp4 or MOV. Huh. They didn't used to be the same thing, I didn't think. There's the codec, audio codec, subtitles. So, and you could change that, but I wouldn't change it. I would just pick another profile if you want to try changing it. Yeah, so here, oh, there it is. FLV is one of them, but you'd have to select it. So you could try that if MP4 doesn't work, but I'm going to do it like it is. I'm going to leave it just like it is and hit cancel because I don't want to change it. Overwrite. Okay, now it didn't even work. Okay. So we'll try it one more time. See, this every time I do this, I go around and around and around, and then I get tired of fooling with it because I used to be able to just do it just as fast as I can set it up here. I used to be able to do it and have it working. Try WebM now. Okay. Now it doesn't have that name because WebM is not a. Let's just call it test. WebM, yeah, test WebM. Okay. Okay. that didn't work either. Okay, so this is at least an example of what I'm saying about things. Some will work and some won't. So the one that wants to work, looks like it would work, is .mp4. Okay, the whole thing may be that I'm not going to the end of the video then. It seems like it's working. I mean, it's playing and doing everything like it should. MP4, H.264 MP4. Start, overwrite. Now let's go see if that file is going to get any bigger. See the test WebM? It's a 0-byte file. So it didn't work at all. That one is not growing. I hear the music playing, so it's playing. And it should have already gotten, I mean, I played a minute and 14 seconds a minute ago, it never got any bigger. So it's still not working, it's to save it. Anyway, it was wonderful once upon a time for me. I don't know what all the tricks are now.
Today,
so there's a lot of documentation on their site.
My mouth because I already realized I needed it.
There's a lot to learn.
Go back to work on the
I had it down. I could do it, but they
hopefully I'll get
changed
to work
things
on the fan
over the years. And every time I try to do it, it's so hit and miss as to whether
in the scope. I got the Loctite out and everything. That's what I have.
Even though it's really cool.
It's weird because the two. I thought I had it red, but
if I didn't have things like OBS Studio,
actually says
just
it's the blue
right out of the box.
And on the back, it tells you the different types and what they're for. And I'll go into that when I get to it.
But I was actually hoping that it looked like it was going to work, and I was like, oh, hey,
switch over to the.
Cool. There are times when I might want to do that, you know, like on the older
too,
machines,
so I can show the monitor on the. Reached over to grab the long stick to switch, so I wouldn't have to move my mic, and I couldn't get hold of it.
So I'm going to stop it. I'm actually dying for a break now, and I'm off on a crazy sidetrack. So it's not going to play, I don't believe. I don't know why. It usually always gives you an error and says it can't play it, but it's not doing that. It's just sitting there. Okay, so, but the other players gave me the clue. So anyway, I'm going to delete it because I don't want to get in there and wonder, what is that? Okay, so, anyway, there's some nice sidetrack for us today. And I'm dying to get a break here. So I'm going to go, and my whole plan was to get right to work on the IBM again, but I'll try to do that after I have a break. All right, we'll be back.